All right, welcome to Crypto News and Investigative Reports. I'm glad that you're able to join us today, be a part of our community. I want to say welcome to CNIR community, Crypto News and Investigative Reports community. I'd like to say hello to my friends. Those are my subscribers. All of my subscribers I'll call my friends. I'd like for you to join me on Twitter. We're at Crypto News and Investigative Report. Our handle is RobTech right here, ROBTECH, RobTech P. Crypto News and Investigative Reports at RobTech P. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's right there. Just push that button and subscribe and become one of my friends. And we'd like to welcome you to the community. I would say that I kind of know a lot of our subscribers because I try to respond personally. When I get the opportunity, I try to respond personally to our subscribers. And so a lot of the subscribers that are subscribing to Crypto News and Investigative Reports, a lot of you that are subscribers are, I kind of know your, I kind of respond to you a lot. So I enjoy responding to those great comments. All right, so welcome to this CNIR community. All right, let's get right to the news. Let's see what we got going on. It's kind of a lot of news today. This is the first one, Leonidas. Give him a shout out, Leonidas. Facts. I love that. Leonidas, facts. It says, he's talking about this. It says, I probably messed the name up again. NAVIN GUPTA interviewed 200 institutions, productions, already 8 customers. It says NAVIN GUPTA, the managing director of the South Asia and the MENA at Ripple, gave an interview in the Asian Banker, published in February 6th. And but you know, you already knew that this group already was connected to the IMF. I tweeted out, and I took a picture, and I tweeted out a picture of the IMF working paper. I tweeted this out on November 6th, 2018. I tweeted this out about this group working together. Let me see. I think I have a previous. Yeah, right here. Ripple. I showed that Ripple on the IMF working paper. Ripple was already working with the SAMA, signed a blockchain deal with Ripple. It says SAMA signed a blockchain deal with Ripple in February 2018. And so it's kind of like been a year later, and they're kind of making this thing work. And the licensing regime, it says the regulatory sandbox model, which provide film-specific licenses for fintechs, is being adopted slowly. And then there's that acronym again, the MENAP. There's actually what that acronym stands for is right there. There it is. It's the the Central Bank of Jordan and the Saudi Arabia Authority, the SAMA, in 2018 announced plans to establish regulatory sandboxes in the CCAA, which is another region. These are regions. The MENAP is the South Asian Pacific region, and then the CCA is the Caracas, Venezuela region. And so they were working on these sandboxes. In 2018, they announced the plans to establish regulatory sandboxes in the CCA, and the Astanza Financial Services Authority, AFSA, in Kazakhstan introduced a regulatory sandbox in 2017. So it looks like what the IMF was working with them on is actually coming to pass. And but anyway, you might want to go to my Twitter page. Please go to the Twitter page, follow us on Twitter, and click on that article, and you can get a little deeper. I want to drill down on this a little later if I have time, because that's pretty in depth. But before I do that, here's some other news. Independent Reserve launches insurance cover. Oh yeah, this is a great article that I tweeted about insurance. Hold on just a moment here. Turn my phone down. I tweeted this particular article today about 3 hours ago. The Independent Reserve launches insurance covered XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. There's a lot of different. They have the XRP sign up there, but it was more than the XRP. The Independent Reserve launches insurance covered XRP trade as Ripple X Spring invests in Dharma. It says The respected digital currency exchange Independent Reserve has declared it is now offering insurance coverage to clients who intend trading on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, as well as the XRP cryptocurrency. Um, it says the insurance, according to Independent Reserve, is to be endorsed by Lloyd's, the world's leading insurance provider based in London. You know that bank, Lloyd's of London, in the United Kingdom. The insurance policy is put in place across the insurance policy put in place covers loss or theft of digital currency that is stored in a user's trading account. That's great news, guys, that you're really getting some insurance on what your when you make those deposits and when you have the deposit in, it's insured. But it says this though, here's the caveat. However, the insurance does not hold for losses from volatility or unordered access to trading accounts. And what that means, guys, is that if it involves some kind of hack, if this account gets hacked, or if there's some kind of fraud in this account, it's not covered. So, but at least you have some insurance on the deposit, which is really good. So you might want to go to my Twitter page and click on that and kind of go into that a little deeper. Institutions in Australia and overseas are cautious with regards to investing in cryptocurrencies and issues relating to cryptocurrency, like price, volatility, and security. And so those are some of the things that the people in Australia are concerned about, and some of the other people that are investing in this independent reserve. And so they know that people that are investing in it are concerned about hacking and fraud, and so they're going to insure the deposit. That is really good. That right there, guys, is good news, especially for your XRP people as well, Bitcoin people as well. And just let me say this: I keep hearing Bitcoin is dead, guys. Bitcoin is not dead. Bitcoin holds over 51% of the market cap. So, I know what people are saying about Bitcoin, but Bitcoin actually is keeping things floating right now. If Bitcoin is dead, then they wouldn't be insuring Bitcoin deposits as well as some of these other virtual currencies. All right, let's see what else we got going on here today. Let's go down a little bit. Right here, this is what I want to click on. This is some good news for the XRP community if this happens. All right, and I'll click on that. This one, it says, this is how XRP could surge by 2,000% and hit $692 in 2019, guys. Look at that. Look at that headline. Huh? This is how XRP could surge by 2,000%. I'll just read that again. And hit $692 in 2019. The independentrepublic.com suggests that one day XRP may surge by 2,000% and reach $692.30 per coin. However, this kind of crazy theory is possible only in one case. And so as you want to go and click down and read that, and it's only by one case. And that one case that it could do that is an interesting theory has been published by the independentrepublic.com. It says they have suggested that one day XRP may surge by 2,000% and reach $692.30 per coin, which means that its market cap would make up $27 trillion. And then, but you got to remember that all of the gold on Earth is only worth 7.8 trillion. But it'd be $27 trillion that it can make up. It says this surge is possible only in just one case. In order for XRP to go up 2,000% and hit $692 in 2019, it can happen if Ripple is chosen for all. I'll say that again. If Ripple is chosen for all cross-border payments made by all financial institutions. So that would mean that the IMF, the central bank, the World Bank, every financial institution. This article says that if every financial institution selected, it would only get to $692 in 2019. You definitely want to go by my Twitter page, click on this article, and read this article. So that's crazy. The assumption is too good to be true here, guys. That's kind of way out there for them to even make this prediction. But I thought it'd be interesting for the XRP community. However, there is another prediction that's a little more realistic, and that is they believe that XRP could hit $20 by the end of 2019, as you know, Ripple enables international payments, and due to this fact, such a price is possible because of the international payments. They're saying that it could hit $20. However, taking into consideration that there's only $41 billion of XRP in circulation, this theory is also unlikely to come true. But who knows? Who knows what can happen? And also, we could take into account that Ripple has more than $1 billion in escrow, and they let out a certain amount of XRP every month. So that's that article that we tweeted out earlier today, about 4 hours ago. And let's move down a little bit further. This is another great article that we tweeted out today. I won't really get into too deep. It's pretty deep. It's kind of your IT thing. Those of you that are into the IT, the technical parts. It says, I'll just read the headline here. It says, it's time to make the case to policymakers that completely anonymous cryptocurrency is in the best interest of the society. And so you want to come over and click on this article and read about it. We must protect our ability to transact privately online. And what I like about this particular article is that as you investigate this article and dig into this article, it really gets you to thinking, because if you're not really into the technical part about validators and ledgers and things like that, my question would be, and actually what this questions and what this says is taking information off of the ledger or storing information off of the ledger, or preserving information on the ledger and preserving information on validators, taking information off of validators, or that kind of a thing. This article actually goes into that, and it gives you some answers about that. If your question is, can your information be taken off the ledger or stored on the ledger or frozen or something like that and put on another ledger, this article goes into that, and it really gives you some real good information about that. So if you're into that, you definitely want to click on this article right here and read this article. I posted it about 6 hours ago. It's a very good article. And then so we did like a virtual currency, which is XRP. We did that, Bitcoin. But here's a little broader perspective. Let's talk a little bit about banks. This is the financial. This is about banks. Let me click on this article for you. Yeah, here we go. Banks. Yeah, and this is a great article, because this guy actually does he puts together a chart about what it would cost him if he would have used just his regular money. Used Bitcoin instead of using his regular money in between his accounts. That's what's great about this article right here. Bitcoin over 3,000% cheaper than the Bank of America, says financial advisor. So what this financial advisor did is he went in and he did a cost analysis, and he came out and said that it was actually cheaper for him to use Bitcoin in his intra-banking between his accounts and stuff like that than it is to use dollars, fiat money. And I think that's very interesting, because I would already conclude, and we probably would already agree, that it's probably cheaper to use XRP, because it actually costs nothing to use XRP, and transaction cost is like less than a penny. So you probably would really save a lot of money using a virtual currency to move your virtual currency around in your bank account than it will moving fiat dollars around in your own different bank accounts. I never thought about that. This is a very interesting article, and this has to do with a broader perspective about virtual currencies. This has to do with a broader perspective of why virtual currencies are actually really important, and why virtual currencies are are growing, because millennials like to use them. And not only that, it's just a savings. It's the altogether savings, what people are saving once you start using virtual currency. So I thought it was interesting, a very interesting article. So you want to go by my Twitter page and click on that article right there. And then let's move down. So that's commercial banking. That's why I brought that up. See, because I started with a virtual currency, which is Bitcoin and XRP, and then we start, a little bit about a domestic Bank of America commercial banking. Let's go to something international. Here it is right here. This is the digital currency is called the sovereign, and it will officially become a legal tender, just like the U.S. dollar. Let's take a look at that article, and I think that that is a really interesting article because it talks about the International Monetary Fund, because the IMF was not really supportive of the Marshall Islands doing what they did, and you know. Let's read a little bit. Many countries are taking the adoption of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency to a whole new level, from implementing blockchain technology into legislation to applying it in the supply chain. These countries are securing their positions in the forefront of the fourth technology revolution. One of the Republic champions of the adoption is the blockchain in the Marshall Islands. And it's really interesting. He says, we are happy to partner with the Republic of Marshall Islands to work on something that has been approved. Something that has been attempted before, issuing digital currencies as legal tenders. And what they want to do is they want to get a card, a debit card, and this debit card has an antenna on it, and it has a chip in it. Interestingly enough, it has a card, and the card has an antenna and a chip on it, and that's what they're going to be using. Let's see if we can scroll down a little bit in the article. Okay. All right, here it is. It says the banknotes will be created in a form of a smart card, and it says the banknotes will be created in the form of smart cards that will be powered by a microprocessor based on the blockchain technology. The company claims that this technology allows users to hold and move cryptocurrencies on plastic cards that look like regular debit cards. These cards have an NFC antenna and a chip inside. The digital currency is called Sovereign, SOV, and it will officially become a legal tender, just not like the United States dollar. That is crazy, you guys. But like I said before, the IMF had asked them not to do this, but they decided to do this anyway. They were like one of the first. Okay, here we go. As expected, the International Monetary Fund has opposed as expected, the International Monetary Fund has opposed the country's plans to launch a physically backed digital token. Last September, the IMF asked the islands to stop its plans for creating a cryptocurrency that will serve as a legal tender. At the time, the IMF cited risk of money laundering and microeconomic risk as the reasons for opposing. A representative of the IMF said, issuing a decentralized cryptocurrency as a legal tender would decrease financial integrity and increase microeconomic risk. It will also increase the risk of losing banking relationships with the United States dollar. Correspondent. So, and then I'll read a little bit more. It says, after the IMF urged Marshall Islands not to create a digital currency, the minister and assistant to the president of the country, David Paul, said that the Republic has every right to create a digital currency and is part of its strategy to reduce their dependency on the United States dollar. In other words, we as a country reserve the right to issue a legal tender in any form we want, whether cryptocurrency or fiat. So they look like they're going a head up. Look like they're going to go head up with the IMF, and they're going to tell the IMF what they want to do. We're going to see how that's going to fare. We're going to keep an eye on that, because I'm pretty sure that the IMF is going to have a response to that. They probably don't like it when a country tells them what they're going to do. All right, let's keep it moving. We got a couple of more, and we're going to kind of cut this video as short as possible. Oh yeah, this is my like words of the wisdom for today. And everybody, I think everybody would agree with this. At the end of the day, all anyone really wants to know is how much can I make if I invest? Okay, that's really what anybody wants. It really don't care what tribe you're with, if you're Bitcoin, if you're XRP, if you're Tron. It doesn't really matter. What it matters is if I'm gonna make money, if I put my money in it. That's at the end of the day. That's the bottom line. Who disagrees with that? Does anybody disagree with that? I mean, if you can make people want to make money anywhere they can make money, right? And so that was kind of the wisdom of the day. Let's see what else we got. I think that's about it, guys. Um, let's see. Oh, wait. Before we go, I do want to talk about this. It says right here, traditional banking systems trump Bitcoin in money laundering. Look, it says the amount of money used to conduct illegal business through Bitcoin is nothing. I'll read that again, guys. The amount of money used to conduct illegal business through Bitcoin is nothing when compared to massive numbers of illegitimate transactions that go through traditional banks. Every year, trillions of dollars are channeled illegally through banks. Okay, and so it's interesting when they try to talk about virtual currency being something that can be used illegally, and that's always AML, anti-money laundering, KYC, know your customer. When you're looking and investigating virtual currencies, the thing they say about virtual currencies is that it can be used by the gangsters, the thieves, and the thugs. But truthfully, the gangsters, thieves, and thugs is using the dollar. They're using the greenback. They're using fiat. And this article right here is something that you want to read if you want to like dig into it a little further. You'll see through this article that the gangsters, the drug dealers, and all them people, they're going through banks. They're and a lot of banks actually have pumped themselves up in a few of these different countries because of drug money, and had nothing to do with Bitcoin, had nothing to do with virtual currencies. Their whole thing had to do a lot with uh, who their customers were, and gangsters coming in and running their money through these banks, and banks was letting it happen. So the whole ideology, or the whole concept of Bitcoin being used just for gangsters, and virtual currencies being used for terrorism, sex trafficking, and that kind of thing. Man, they use money for that. Okay, they use money for that, and then if you look at the market cap of virtual currency, it's only a 50. I think it was only what 113 billion-dollar market cap. So it's not really that much money in virtual currencies right now anyway, and Bitcoin has a 51% dominance in that. So it can't really be that big of a deal, guys. But this is a great article. You might want to go in and read that article. I did tweet a quote by David Stockman. If you don't have his books, you might want to start reading David Stockman books. He does a lot. He wrote a great book on central banks. And then what he said, one of the quotes that I picked up is that central banks are pivoting towards quantitative tightening as they continue to reduce their debt. Another sign that we are headed towards the financial crisis. Some people say reset because it sounds a little better. Crisis sounds really crazy, but reset, I guess, somehow sounds better. But nevertheless, what central banks are doing is now I keep saying that, man. Central banks, World Bank, central bank, commercial bank, and they all have to get on the same page. And if they do not get on the same page, then you won't have mass adoption, because you just got too much confusion. You got no banking regulations have not been established, and so many other things that are still out there. But anyway, the central banks were really in debt, and what they've been doing is they've been like tightening up, and so their debt has been going down. So they've been tightening. It's like quantitative easing, making it easier, quantitative easing, and then quantitative tightening. Central banks are in a quantitative tightening mode right now, guys, and they're holding a lot, and they're getting rid of all of their debt. I think that's it. I got a few more things that I tweeted out today. Please go to my Twitter page. I wish I had time to talk about. I think it's pronounced Quadratic, CX. Man, that maybe I'll talk about that next time. God knows. I hope quite a you guys are following that story. I did a video on that yesterday, and then the video that I made yesterday. I'm going to make this comment, and then I'm finished for the day. But here it is. I do not support bullying anybody for any reason at all. There's no reason to bully anybody on social media. I don't care if they're for you, if they're against you, if they said something you didn't like, uh, if they're a reporter who got a story wrong. Bullying to me is wrong no matter what. And I know some of my comments, I got people were saying it's okay. This person put themselves out there to be bullied. So it's okay. You can bully them because they got themselves out there. I think that's illogic. I think it's illogical. And I think it's ridiculous. So from Crypto News and Investigative Report, hopefully nobody in this community is bullying anybody. Please do not bully anybody who has different opinions than you have regarding investing in virtual currencies. All right? Until the next time, guys, we'll talk to you later.